So my number 10 game this year is PT. It's not really a game, but the experience that I had with it was one of the most memorable this year. It's made me really excited for a survival horror game, which I haven't been for a while now, which is really good. You can really see the touches Kojima puts into it, which the puzzles are a bit kind of insane, the characters are a bit creepy, but yeah, it was just a really good experience, lots of scares, so that's my number 10 game this year. My number 9 game this year is Infamous Second Son, the first really big open world game that I played on the current gen consoles. It was really fun playing with the powers they gave you, kind of switching between the different power sets, and playing as a character who actually enjoyed their powers instead of being a grump about it the whole time. Yeah, and it was just fun exploring the world, seeing how beautiful the game looked, and the voice acting as well was really spot on, so that's my number 9 game this year. My number 8 game this year is Hearthstone. Never been a big fan of card games, but really got into Hearthstone this year. It's free to play, which is a bonus. But yeah, all the cards are really impressive. There's a lot of polish in the game with all the cards having, their own voices and stuff like that. Towards the end of the year I felt it got a little bit hard for free-to-play players like myself who don't buy cards, which is why it isn't further up on my list, but it's just one of those games where you can put 20 minutes into it every night and you still feel like you're achieving something, so that's my number 8 game this year. Number 7 game this year is Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes. It's a short game, but it shows what Kojima is going for in the new Metal Gear Solid for current gen. The setting was kind of a bit so-so, which is a shame because that's the only setting in the game. But the gameplay is still really fun, just all the different things you can do. And yeah, it was just, the missions were varied enough, so it was good, but yeah, it's still a bit short, but it was still really fun to play, and as a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, I'm looking forward to the Phantom Pain, so that's my number 7 game. My number 6 game this year is Child of Light. A game full of personality, it looks really good. Even though it's like, not high-end graphics, it still looks really pretty with the art. The combat was really fun to play as well, with the whole kind of timing-based combat, where half of it was kind of like a strategy turn-based game, where the other half you had to, kind of micromanage your resources and stuff like that. So it was really fun, and also exploring the world and flying around was also bring lots of joy, so that's my number 6 game this year. My number 5 game is The Wolf Among Us. It's probably my favourite Telltale game so far that they've brought out. It gets away from zombies and The Walking Dead and kind of looks at fables, which is an interesting take on fairy tales and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed the noir aspects to it. It was lots of fun to play. The choices felt a little bit inconsequential in the end, which was a shame. And it had a really weak 4th chapter, which was a shame as well. But it was still lots of fun to play, and all the characters, with the unique spin that Fables has on them from the old-fashioned fairy tales, was lots of fun to explore. So that's my number 5 game this year. Number 4 game this year is Far Cry 4. Just a lot more of Far Cry 3, which was fun to play because I enjoyed Far Cry 3. Lots more verticality in Far Cry 4, so the wingsuit actually, was useful. And yeah, just seeing the environment was really good as well. Seeing like the snowfall when you're near the mountains and all the different aspects of that, and just yeah, just running around killing animals was lots of fun. And yeah, the gameplay was good as well, the kind of mix between stealth and gunplay, which kind of, they just refined from Far Cry 3, so that's my number 4 game. My number 3 game is The Last of Us, Left Behind. DLC that came out this year for The Last of Us. It really just built on the character of Ellie, and introduced, or not introduced, but brought into the gaming world the character of Riley, which they introduced in the comics. Not much in terms of gameplay, but the story was really good, and the characters were really intriguing. You know, the same stuff they nailed in The Last of Us with the story, they just continued nailing in this one. So yeah, just a really good story-based DLC, which you don't see often. So that's my number 3 game of the year. My number 2 game of the year is Valiant Hearts. I'm a big history buff, so seeing a game set in World War I was really refreshing for me. Yeah, the setting was great. It was really emotional. It showed that you didn't need, you know, high-end graphics and stuff to really tell an emotional story, and one that really grips you. Some of the puzzles were a bit either too easy or too hard. But yeah, it was still really fun to play. All the characters were really intriguing, and actually taught you a little bit about history as well, which was fun to see in a video game. So that's my number 2 game of the year. Game for 2014 is Shadow of Mordor. A lot has been said about how it borrows stuff from different games, but when it does it and pulls it off so well, it was really fun to play. It was kind of a mix of the Batman games that have come out recently and Assassin's Creed, with the combat that was kind of timing based, and you know, you've got to counter and attack, and then the exploration of Assassin's Creed. But what really set apart was the Nemesis system, which kind of made death kind of important. It wasn't just you die and then you respawn and continue on with the game. The world actually changed when you died, which was really intriguing to see. And the world was just really well realised. You don't really see much of Mordor in any Lord of the Rings stuff, so just seeing all of that was really fun for me. So that is my number 1 game of 2014.